Alright, welcome back to the channel, guys. Today I'm going to be going over or showing some of my Ruger 3-screw Blackhawks. So these guns are not in production anymore. There was a safety issue that Ruger determined was an issue with being drop safe, I believe. I don't have a 2-screw gun here. I've gotten rid of all of those guns. But the way you can identify a 3-screw Blackhawk is here on the frame. You'll have 3 screws instead of 2, and that gives a different manual arms, kind of. So your first cock is half cock. Your second cock will allow you to spin the ejection port, and then 2 more clicks. There's not a stop in between those, but there's 2 more clicks, which puts it into the fully cocked configuration. And it's also very pleasing sounding to me, those clicks being there instead of on like a 2-screw, which has less clicks. Not a huge thing, but I like that. I think the triggers on the 3 screws are also a little bit better than on the 2 screws. But of course I don't have one here to compare to. So I'll go. I have 5 of them here, but you can only see 3 right now. The first one I picked up, my favorite one of all, is this one. I had a friend when I was in gunsmithing school who had one of these. This one is, move these out of the way. This one is in 30 carbine. And Ruger did produce these into the 2-screw guns. I just checked their website today and it says currently unavailable, but I know within the last couple of years I've seen them available, at least through some retailers. So you can probably pick up a 2-screw or be lucky and find a 3-screw one. This one, being 30 carbine, is my absolute favorite gun. Absolute favorite one of these. Oh, not overall favorite gun, but favorite Ruger Blackhawk. This one has a little bit longer barrel compared to this one's a standard one. A standard length one, or this is a 5 3/8. I believe this one's a 7. This might be 6, and I don't remember. This is one of the longer barreled ones. This gun sounds like a rifle when it goes off, and the recoil impulse is very light. It's a really cool gun. And this was the first one that I ever found. First one I ever found that I had the money to pick up. I believe the second one that I picked up was either a 357. I think it was this 357. And this one I got from a gun. A gun store, and somebody had done some work to this, as either maybe they went to, I went to gunsmithing school, Colorado School of Trades, in 2010, 2011, I believe. It's been a while. And we do project guns, work to our own guns, or this could have been that, somebody going to a school and doing that, or this their own personal project. I believe this one has been Cerakoted, this one, or it's been sandblasted and then blued. This one has a matte finish to it, and then it's also 2-tone with the gray frame, the gray grip and trigger guard, and the ejector rod housing. This one also is ported on each side of the front sight post, which I thought was pretty cool. I have shot this one, and this one definitely, you can tell that there's less muzzle rise than the other ones, just because of that porting. Cool gun. The next one I picked up was at a gun show. And this is another 357. It's just the same as the other one, except for it has not been ported and it hasn't been refinished. And then I have a, where's that other thing at? .44 Magnum model. Either got this one or the other 357 first. They were around the same time, a couple of years ago. This one has a non-fluted cylinder. This one is in .44 Magnum, and then it also does not have a rounded trigger guard. Like these ones have a rounded trigger guard. You can see on the back there. This is also a super Blackhawk, so this one has a squared off trigger guard at the back here, and then somebody replaced these with Packmeyer grips. Pretty good grips. They feel a little bit big down here at the bottom. You can tell that they're a lot wider in this aspect. I don't mind the smaller grips on a single action revolver, as your hand will slide down under recoil a lot of times and you readjust to recock the gun. But this is a cool gun. This one has a longer barrel also. And the finish on this one is really, really nice. You can see reflecting there. And the last one I picked up, let me see if I have that apart real quick. Yep. I just redid my gun room, and or I guess kind of started to finish it out, and having all my stuff right next to me here is so handy compared to when I was doing everything out in my garage. This one's another 357. It's not quite as in good shape as the other 357 with the same barrel length, because there's a little bit more nicks and some wear on the end of the muzzle from holstering, and then there's some impact marks on the back here. I don't know what that's from. You can kind of see them there. And this one also has a, no, I don't think these are Packmeyers. No, these are Hogues. Yep, Hogue grips. These are very comfortable grips. I don't think they're necessary on this gun, but that's what it came with. I don't have extra ones to change it out, so they'll stay on here for now. They're not hurting anything. They're a little bit worn. This probably is the most worn gun that I have out of all 5 of them. The redone gun might have been worse than this, but I don't know because it's nice now. But yeah, you can see on the back there's some there's just a bunch of marks. This one is had a little bit of surface rust on it when I got it, but I cleaned it up. This one also has a trigger shoe, which widens the trigger out. I don't particularly care for that. This one also has a pretty good trigger in it. I don't know if somebody did some work to it or it's just been shot enough that it kind of wore the springs out a little bit, but yeah. This one also, I got this one at a pawn shop during a excursion down south of where I'm at to a pawn shop, and they had just bought out another pawn shop who lost their FFL, so they had probably double or triple the guns that they'd usually have. And I picked up this and an Armalite AR-15 6-inch carbine, and I got a hell of a deal on both of them together. This one also came with another cylinder. This is a 9mm cylinder. You probably can't see in there, but there's steps in the cylinder to index off of the front of the casing for 9mm, because obviously 9mm doesn't have a rim, so you can't retain them on the back like you can with 38s and 357s and 44 or any rimmed cartridge. But it's really easy to change out. Of course, all you're gonna have to do on this one, pull out your retaining rod or your access pin, take your old cylinder out, take the new cylinder, and insert that in, and then finagle it off camera, makes it a little easier. That'll index in on itself and get retained by this pin here. And that easily now I can shoot 9mm out of this gun. And I don't believe these were fitted to the guns. That is pretty decent lockup there too. So I should be able to use this cylinder in any of my 357s. It's just convertible. So that's pretty cool. This one looks like it got some use too. Just gonna remove that pin. The old cylinder will drop out. You don't actually have to fully remove the pin. It'll retain it that last bit, just as it clears the front of the cylinder. Reinstall the 357 cylinder. It captures on itself. And it's back to 357-38. These are, like I said, some of probably my favorite single action revolvers. Obviously there's other stuff like Colt single action armies and things like that that I just don't really have an interest in. I don't know why. It's not a quality thing or anything, but I'm just not a big fan of Colt revolvers in general. I much prefer Smith & Wesson, and then the Ruger 3 screws, and then I even have it's a high standard, but it's made by Dan Wesson. I just got this one the other day. I'll show that real quick. It's a double action, single action, 357 Magnum, 38 Special. This one has a different way that you release a cylinder. But yeah, I think that'll do it for this video, and then I'll see if I can get some more stuff recorded tonight and keep uploading. My upload times have been pretty slow, just because I'm doing this from a phone, and it takes a minute, but yep, I think that'll do it. Thanks, guys.